Hello everyone. We're talking about moving on today. So moving on, what does that mean to you? If I ask you, you would most likely say moving on is dropping, leaving behind something which is uncomfortable, something which is difficult, something which seems impossible, something which is just not worth it, something which you don't feel that it's really helping you, something which is extracting, draining too much of your energy, your time, your money, your resources in totality, or something which is draining your emotions, which is bothering you too much. When we talk about emotional, arena, that is what you would say. Basically, moving on in terms of just leaving behind whatever is not easy, and just move, just drop it and just move it. um, yeah, that is what move on is being defined as um, by most of people. I would say moving on is basically not just leaving behind whatever is not working, and just moving ahead in life. um, that is not real moving on to me. Real moving on would be um, facing it, dealing with it, addressing it, and then moving on. Moving on basically means uh, you know you are not shoving it under the carpet. You are addressing it. You are acknowledging it, that yes, there is something which is not working, and we need to deal with it. We need to solve it, fix it or not fix it, yet make peace with it, and look forward to the future, creating a beautiful present. So that is what moving on would mean to me. If you'd like to differ, you have all the right and all the authority to do so, and I'm absolutely okay with your point of view. I'm here to present my point of view, what I think about this concept of moving on, and that is about it. So somewhere I'm sure most of you would resonate with it. When we say, we've moved on, what do we really mean? We mean that, there was a situation, there was a circumstance, there was a person, we could not handle it, and we chose the escape mode and we moved on, right? Isn't that true? Yes, it is. That was me in the past as well. So I'm not kind of judging anyone or creating a sarcastic view that you could not handle it, that is why you ran away, or I'm included in that. It is something which I have gone through, and I have faced it, and I have dealt with it, and I am here today on a platform that I can talk about the real meaning of moving on. So it's not just leaving behind or just dropping certain situations, just walking out of situations which are hard to deal with. It's not about just leaving people. It's not about walking out of their lives or chucking them out of their life. Moving on is basically acknowledging, first of all, that yes, there is something which needs to be dropped, not in terms of the situation or the circumstance or a person. Something needs to be dropped inside of you. You know, as I say in all my videos, it's all about you. It's always about you, and the only person you can change is you. The same applies here also. When you're moving on doesn't mean just suppressing everything or ignorance or indifference. Moving on means acknowledging it and then moving ahead, dealing with it, making sure that there is peace inside of you and around you. In terms of your energies, I'm not talking about other people. You cannot fix other people, you can fix yourself. So that is what moving on means to me, personal experience. And the people, uh, we do not desire to accept, the emotions we do not desire to express, the conversations we do not want to make, the situations we do not want to be in, the circumstances we do not desire to remain in. uh, we just what we do, basically we just shove it under the carpet, that it's okay, let it be, it's all done, I'm done with it, just one simple word, I'm done. And we just think that we are just going to just period, done with it, and move ahead in our life. But what happens is that feeling of anger, that feeling of guilt, fear, rejection, sadness, despair, blah blah blah, whatsoever is there inside you still, because you haven't dealt with it, you haven't faced it, you haven't acknowledged it. You are just moving on in terms of just in the exterior, on the superficial level. You're just making sure that you're just suppressing all that, and you're moving ahead with life. You're just shifting your focus, that's it. Though shifting your focus consciously helps, yet there are all these things which are still there inside of you, lying dormantly like a dormant volcano. And whenever you're in a situation which is similar, or you're with a person who's similar, to whom you have ran away from, to with the situation you have ran away from, it'll trigger you like a switch. It'll just trigger you, and you'll get triggered, and you'll behave in the same manner you behaved in the past. And then everything was like smashed, everything was shattered, everything was bad, difficult, sad. And it was not a situation you wanted to be in. It was those were not the words you wanted to say, and everything was messed up, and then you decided to move on. That's not moving on. So these feelings of emotions, negative, positive, lie dormant in our subconscious mind, and that is where we are operating from majorly. So the subconscious mind is the mind which is actually leading our lives, which is actually controlling our life, our present, and because it's controlling our present, it's controlling our future as well. So when you choose to move on with a knowledge, with an act, with a decision of dealing with it, making peace with it, realizing, understanding the situation, and where do you got to change, where do you got to shift, where do you got to transform, is the time when you're actually moving on. Otherwise we are just shoving it under the carpet and running away from it. So it is basically having an understanding, choosing to understand what is actually not working in that particular situation, or with a particular person, and what could you do to peacefully move on. So that is what real moving on is. And I've got a few points to help you understand what actually moving on is, and how you could move on powerfully in an empowered way, positively, to a brighter future, wherein you're creating a beautiful present, and so you're assuring a brighter future. So number one is acknowledging what is not working for you. We are most of the times playing a blame game. Something not working, you're in a situation which is messed up somewhere, in a situation where everything is going haywire, everything is going in vain, nothing is in your control. We as human beings, apparently me included, a very general reaction is to blame. Is to blame the environment, blame the situation, blame the people, and just keep playing that blame game. And even when we know that where we are the cause of it, or we are the source of it, inside we know, because all of us have a soul. Our soul keeps nudging us, it's just that we do not acknowledge. So when you acknowledge that yes, there is something wrong, and yes, there is something wrong on your part as well, because clap doesn't happen from one hand, and yes, you decide to face it, because you're not acknowledging it, is the time when you're actually preparing to move on. Yeah. Okay, then it is again, point number two is face it in the eye. Face it straight up, face it right, in the eye. Do not run away from it. Running is just escaping, is simply just putting it, pressing it deeper into your subconscious, and your subconscious mind will take it to a level where you wouldn't even realize, you wouldn't even be able to access that deep place, wherein you're holding that emotion which you have not dealt with and you've just moved on. So face it in the eye, face it that yes, I'm going to deal with it. I'm just not going to run away. I'm not going to ignore. When we talk about ignorance is, in terms of just allowing something to be, letting something to be as it is something different. And ignorance in terms of just closing your eyes like a pigeon, and someone is shooting at the pigeon, and the pigeon just closes its eyes thinking that everything is fine. That kind of ignorance is not helping you anyway, and it's never going to help you. So face it in the eye. It's just decide. Simple. It's so simple. Just decide that you're going to deal with it. Whatever is causing havoc in your life. Take responsibility. The third point, take responsibility of your own actions, of your own thoughts, of where you would make yourself responsible for a situation you are in, or for some other person's reaction. Where are you attracting that? What energy are you exuding that you are attracting that kind of a scenario around you in your life? Simply understand that we are the cause and effect, and we are somewhere attracting whatever is happening in our life. So when you're making the changes inside of you, when you go inwards, when you introspect, when you talk to yourself, when you understand yourself, and where you have been doing something which is not really helping you, given your life, your journey. um, when you take responsibility, it becomes so simple, it becomes so easy, so it's just a click of a finger, and you're all set to move on, because you've taken responsibility. Because finally you have realized, you've understood the truth, which is that you cannot change anyone else, you cannot change the situations, you cannot change the environment. The only person you can change in the whole wide world, the whole wide universe, is you yourself. So take responsibility, guys. um, Understand that the only person that you can change is you. uh, and how do you do that is, when you allow people to be themselves, when you allow people to just be who they are, when you accept that, this is it, this is a given, and then there is something which I can create. There is a given, and there is a free will as well. So use your free will, guys. How can you, move to a different frequency, so that your situation changes automatically, so that the people in your life, also raise to the same frequency, because that is what happens when you are at a frequency. You'll attract people of the similar frequency in your life. And when you are raising your frequency, you are being different than what you have always been. Even people around you will receive that energy, and they will also change. So it's simply such a beautiful thing when you're just allowing people to be who they are, and you're focusing on changing yourself, transforming yourself, shifting yourself. Just be in a state of being, just be okay with whatever is happening around you. Not that you start accepting anything which you do not resonate, in terms of abuse, in terms of physical abuse, in terms of certain reactions which are really not required. So you can always set your boundaries. The power of self-expression, power of communication applies there. Communicate, express yourself intelligently, be emotionally intelligent, and let people know what you allow and what you do not allow in your space. Yeah, that's it. And the next point is, do your inner work. Go inwards. Always, always, always go inwards. Always, understand that until unless you be with yourself, until unless you know yourself completely, you cannot know the world, because you are the whole wide universe. Inside you are the universe. You are in the universe, and the universe is inside of you. So you are the whole universe, guys. When you change your universe, the universe changes. As simple as that. The universe shakes and shifts, and matches your frequency. So know yourself, know who you are, know everything about you, and the only way to do it is go inwards, introspect, talk to yourself, know yourself, introduce you to you, understand you. Yeah, great. Forgive and make peace with your past. Forgive yourself. Begin with forgiving yourself for all that you have wronged yourself for all that you have been criticizing yourself for all that you have been belittling yourself for all that you have been demeaning yourself for all that you have been, killing yourself for. You don't need to do that. It's okay to make mistakes. It's, your journey to success consists of innumerous mistakes. Each mistake is a step forward to success. So take your mistakes as building blocks to your success, and use your mistakes to learn. Until unless you're not learning from a mistake, it is a waste, it is in vain. But if you're learning from your mistakes, it is absolutely beautiful to make mistakes. Though repeating the same mistake is something which is living in a sleep mode, living on an autopilot mode. So when you've made a mistake, there has been a result that you were not expecting, which is not comfortable, which is not right, which is not good, which is uncomfortable for you. Understand that it is a mistake, because it is a challenge for you. It has come up as a challenge, and there's a lesson coming your way. So just learn from it, and your mistake gets converted into a learning. So forgive people. Also, that's very important, because until unless you forgive people, you will give your head to them, on rent. They'll keep living in your head. You'll keep thinking about what happened, what they did, what you said, what happened in that particular situation, and it couldn't have happened and shouldn't have happened. It could be different. You could have said something else, they could have said something else, and it could have been something different. No, it doesn't happen like that. You got to stop analyzing what went wrong and shift your focus to what went right in that situation. Always and always look for what is right in a situation. Always and always look for what is positive in a situation. Everything which is negative has a positive. Always. And I assure you, 100% guarantee, it's that way. Whatever amount of negativity is there, whatever amount of mess is there is always something positive. So realize that, and forgive people. Forgiving doesn't mean that you've got to be going to that person, telling them that you forgive them, asking for their forgiveness. Forgiveness simply means that you understand their point of view. Even if you're not buying it, you understand that people have got full right to express their point of view, operate from their point of view, live their lives the way they feel, and it's okay. Because when you start allowing people to be themselves, people allow you to be yourself. So that is something which would help you forgive people easily, and make peace with the past. Because until unless you make peace with the past, you keep dragging it in the present, and you keep dragging it in the present, and you are basically creating your future, because that is what you're carrying from the past, bullshit crap, and that is what you're taking forward, bullshit crap, and that is what your future is then, bullshit crap. So change that, drop that, choose to forgive people, choose to make peace with your past. The next point is start living in the present. Simple. Just focus on the present. Stop thinking about the past. Stop thinking what happened. Stop thinking it could have been different. Stop that guilt cycle. You don't need to be guilty about anything. It's okay whatever happened. Even if you understand that you were wrong, it's absolutely fine. Until and unless you were there in that situation which is negative, which is bad, wherein you made a mess, you made a mistake, you would not have been here where you are, contemplating on what did not work, and what could be changed. And when you're changing it, that is what is living in the present. When you're not getting overpowered by your past, you're not living your past, you're still not dragging your past into your present, you're enjoying what is there in the present for you. You're focusing on whatever life is giving you, you're receiving completely without any judgment. That is what being in the present means. Just being in the moment, just this moment. No thoughts of the past, and no inquisitiveness or worries about the future. It's simply living your present, setting goals, creating goals, creating priorities, setting your priorities, and just working, executing them. all along, day by day, moment by moment, hour by hour. Yeah, so that's what is living in the present. So, all these things together, these things are actually living in the present, and living in the present is actually what means to move on. That you are no longer bound by, restricted by, being weighed down by your own thoughts in the past, your own actions in the past, your own situations which happened in the past. You're not being driven by those. You're not in a guilt mode. You're not in a angry mode. You're just done with it. You're dealt with it. You've healed yourself. Not that there was something wrong that needed to be healed. It was just that there was simply something which could have worked for someone else, but it did not work for you. And because it did not work for you, you just changed it. You transformed yourself into something which works for you. That's it, as simple as that. That is called moving on. And truly, truly beautiful it is to move on. And you know just be at peace. That is true happiness, that is true peace, that is true definition of moving on, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm looking forward to be coming here in this space and talking about a lot of more things. And this is my contribution to all of you in your journey to change, to transform, make a shift, and become better than you were before. And in that process, I'm also gaining so much by sharing it here. There are insights which are not there in my notes, and still there are insights which are so instantaneous, they're so spontaneous, and I just speak it out, and then I realize, oh my god, I never thought about it that I would speak something like this. So in that way, I'm also gaining so much when I'm here talking to you all, guys. And I'm so glad that you would watch this video, and I'm sure you would gain something from here, and I would be a medium for you to make a difference in your lives, here supporting your decision to change, create a shift, transform, become a better person, being a catalyst, simply just a medium. Thank you so much. Lots of love.